Gaslight Gatecrash Girlbite is an explicit podcast where we sometimes say the frick word. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to GGG Cast, the MTG podcast for the girls, the gays, and the giant monster enjoyers. My name is Lyght, and I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that Medusa is still recovering from her wisdom teeth removal and cannot join me today. The good news, I have a truly lovely guest joining me, a GGG Cast first. He's a beloved friend who has recently taken his first dip into streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/sporef4g, but has been around in online magic circles for quite a few years. Please welcome Jeremy.
Hello. I love the non-explicit version of my name that you just used after giving a explicit warning at the beginning of the intro.
Well, I figured that it would be, like, that it is the number 4. So, like, if I tell them that it's fag, they're not going to be able to just look it up.
Okay, so true. And actually, you know what's funny is that Twitch, I changed it to not be Sporefag. So it's actually JSporeW on Twitch because I didn't want Twitch to kick me off.
JSporeW. That makes sense.
Yeah,
okay. Well, that'll be linked properly in description.
I didn't want them to be like, oh no, he's a fag.
How are you, Jeremy? How is your... what is today? Thursday. How's your Thursday?
It's good. I honestly had such a good day. I woke up early. I went and did laundry. And in between loads, I had some oysters and some live sea scallops and a beer and did some walking around in the sunshine. It was really just a glorious, beautiful afternoon.
That does sound like a great day.
Yeah. How about you? How are you? How was your day?
I spent a lot of time editing.
Yay! So exciting.
But it was good. I had a nice dinner. I did spend some time walking outside today and enjoying the weather. And now it's raining, so I guess I'm glad I got the sun while we had it for a couple of days.
We're supposed to rain on Saturday here, so, fuck that. But, boy howdy, will I suck up this 80-degree temperature for just a sec!
Just a second, please. Moving into our first spot, I wanted to address some comments that we've received in the last couple episodes because I realized not all of them have been acknowledged.
Oh, okay.
So in the last episode, we have a few. The first one being from Tamir. What a journey. This is on YouTube, by the way. What a journey. This is a fun podcast. Also, I should name one of my future decks Bespoke Gas Station Food.
Oh.
Not sure which one yet. I really hope that you let me know if you do that.
I don't know what sort of deck that could apply to, but I also would be excited to see.
Benoit. Oh, I think this might be why Cole was so anti-Betor the other night when I also played him. That would make sense. That I think this was a bit ago when this happened, closer to the game where I played Betor against Cole. So that would make sense. Gosh, that card is so cool.
Betor is so when I was kind of first playing, I got really hyperfixated on an Abzan life gain combo list because there's just like so many combos in those colors that like some win the game, some don't, some will make a creature infinitely big, some will gain you a bunch of life and not close the game out, whatever. There's just like so many different cards that work together in those colors, and there was not a like really solid life gain Abzan commander. So I was doing like partner stuff, and then I think like Bilbo in Lord of the Rings was a life gain thing, but it was like if you have exactly whatever life you win the game or something like that. It didn't really...
111 life.
Yeah, right, of course.
13, it's one of those.
How could I forget? But Betor actually is like now finally the perfect Abzan life gain commander. So I'm gonna wait for the hype to die down a little bit, and then I'm excited to put that deck back together again because despite it being a combo deck, it really sucked because I didn't run any tutors and like none of the like it's like two or three of the cards work together, but those cards don't work with any other cards in the deck. So like,
Right. You do
um,
kind of need to tutor a little bit in order to do a combo deck, I think,
yeah,
most of the time.
totally.
Um, I like Betor a lot. I think you're doing the one that has the life gain, life loss payoff.
Yeah, it's the one
Ancestor's Voice.
from the commander deck, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the one I'm playing. Mine is old Kamigawa Spirits.
Of course, you niche bitch.
Okay. Next from Kincaid Rob on Spotify. Found y'all on Blue Sky, and now I don't miss an episode. Love tuning in on this, turning on this podcast, sitting down with some of my unsorted bulk, and stimming my way into a new deck. I'm sorry to hear about your car troubles. That happening to me would have surely put my neurodivergent tailbone on edge all weekend, but I love that y'all made the best of it. Next time I'm in Chicago, I'll definitely make a detour for Sue. Can't wait for the next episode. Well, it's been a little bit, but hopefully the wait was worth it.
That story was crazy. I
Yeah.
remember I was being live texted when this happened, so I knew about it before the podcast happened, but hearing about it and then hearing about it again, I was just like, wow, I don't know if I would have actually made it to Chicago.
We were determined. Oh, goodness. I definitely, it was an interesting first adventure to share in person.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure that
That's for sure.
brought you and Medusa much, much closer.
I like to believe so. And then backlogged from episode 2, Tamir again. This is a really fun podcast to listen to while painting. It's nice listening to the experience of others when it comes to the magic and in general the hobby space. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate all of y'all for leaving comments, letting us know that there are people listening and have thoughts. It's nice. And I'm glad that people are like, oh yeah, I guess that's the podcast thing, right? People are yapping, you throw it on in the background while you're doing a task that takes a lot of time but maybe doesn't require a whole lot of thinky.
Yep, I was doing the dishes and going to the grocery store the other day listening to it, so that checks out.
Mm-hmm. Um, okay. Jeremy, I have an important question for you.
Yes.
What's in the box?
Girl.
What's in the box, Jeremy?
Girl. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, the backstory behind this is that I live on the same block as a game store, local game store, LGS. But they do not do Magic at all. It's like mostly a D&D store, kind of like tabletop gaming stuff, whatever, like not Magic. I went in to do Magic there one time and felt like I kind of got funny looks, honestly. So,
Oh no.
whatever. So on the same block also is the bar that I go to all the time. It's a really nice like local bar. And the bartender there, Mike, just recently started getting into Magic. He's really good friends with the owner of this game store, whatever. Her name's Whitney. I know her a little bit. And he was like, "Oh, Whitney was telling me that she's got like this, like just like boxes and boxes of Magic cards in their back stock that she just does not know what to do with. She wants to get rid of it. Like, she said that she sell it to me for $150, and I was thinking that maybe then we could go through it and make a bunch of decks and then sell them to the kids for $10. It's like, Mike, I'm going to stop you right there. That is a huge, massive, gigantic waste of time and not going to be worth our money. I'll give her $150 right now and just go get them, and it's mine. And he was like, okay, great. So I did.
Mike, come on. Stop trying to take advantage of the kids.
I know. I was like, this is like the amount of time that it would take to like turn a profit. It just seemed so
The man hours would not have been worth it.
correct. And it was a gorgeous, beautiful idea. Bless you, Mike. Such a sweet idea. But like, hell to the fucking nah, girl. Give me them cards. I'll get to it when I get to it. So it took me a few days to go through. And like honestly, mostly a bunch of bulk. You know what I mean? Like they're game store owners. Like they had at a certain point in time, looked through this. I think they were trying to sell the stuff. But cards, they got a habit of appreciating and depreciating in value and stuff like that. So I think there's were some secret hits in there that they might have not known about. But it was like a lot of like M10 shit. Like there are like literally 500 copies of like the same M10 card. Um, but then some random hits, like there's a roaming throne in there, which is crazy. That was like the biggest hit.
Mm.
I posted about this on Blue Sky, but a really busted, fucked up Empress Galena. There is one. I got
Oh.
opened two Empress Galenas. One is like near mint, gorgeous, and the other one looks like it has been hit by a truck 1,000 times. Yeah, it was really cool, and mostly like old foil shit that I'd never seen before. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. I have a tiny, out of the probably 10,000 cards, I have a stack of, I think it's like 180 cards that are like, valuable or look nice or whatever. And then there's like a whole bunch of random staple shit. And then there's like probably 9,000 cards beyond that I just don't fucking know what to do with. So we'll see. I did open a old foil Rebecca Gay Auramancer, which is
Oh, I remember. I was there to see that one.
oh, it's so beautiful. And so that has inspired me to finally build my all-time daddy deck, Calyx auras. So watch out. That deck is gonna be horny and it's coming for your guts.
All right. Well, consider me warned.
Okay.
Warned.
Gird your guts, girl.
Okay. Non sequitur. I was trying to think if you mentioned a Tarkir card, but you did not. Dragons of Tarkir is on the very tip of everyone's awareness. We are slipping every day further and further back into the hype machine as we approach the Final Fantasy release preview schedule. Before we lose this to Jeremy, do you have any thoughts about Tarkir Dragonstorm?
My thoughts are that like I want to stay here, and it feels honestly so stupid to even waste like any breath at all talking about like the complaint of like, can't we just like have some time to enjoy something, whatever, because it's kind of just like is what it is now. But it felt so good to be on Tarkir. I mean, Tarkir's a great plane, great setting, but like just to be in Magic's IP so heavily, and the story was incredible. What like major story moments. I have started getting some games in with a new play group, and they are some relatively newer players, like a year and a half or two, and some people who are coming back from the game, back to the game from a long time. And I was talking about the story and how excited I am, and how like I can't wait to see how this like leads into Edge of Eternities, because oh my god, like the fucking meditation realm and everything, the Jace and Bolus of it all. It's like why the next set being an outer space Edge of Eternity set? It's like, what does that mean? What's happening? Like, so excited.
What is Tezzeret doing in outer space?
Yeah, what the fuck does Tezzeret have to do with this? Like, I cannot wait to see where like the jump from what just happened at the end of Tarkir to why that is leading us to the Edge of Eternities. But anyway, so I was trying to talk to this playgroup about it, and they don't know anything about it. They don't know the story from Tarkir. They know nothing, which again, as a newer player, it took me a bit to get into the story. But I was like, man, that's crazy. I'm jealous. Like, you guys are so lucky that you get to like kind of learn all of this at a certain point in time. And anyways, it just felt so good to be in that. I felt the same way about Bloomborough last year, where it's like, that was a new plane, but it was very heavy Magic plane. Like, it didn't feel gimmicky. I mean, maybe the kind of animification, but furification or whatever we're calling it of it all was kind of gimmicky, but like it wasn't.
It didn't feel gimmicky to
I
me.
didn't think
It
so
was definitely
either.
a strong, consistent theme.
Yeah, it was
But
not.
it didn't feel like a gimmick.
No,
It wasn't Ravnica.
it wasn't hat set. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like MTG characters wearing hats.
And even like the hat complaint, I don't usually get on
I
board too
don't
much
care
with, because
too
like I liked
much.
Outlaws of
I
Thunder
loved
Junction
Thunder
well enough.
Junction. Yeah.
I thought it was fun camp. I thought Murders was a
Stupid.
little too ham-fisted and
Stupid.
kind of, yeah. I didn't care for the aesthetics of Ravnica. However, for me, mechanically, concerning the cards, Murders at Markov Asterix Manor continues to be like the new Streets of New Capenna Commander set for me, where like I go back and I
Yeah.
read the cards and I'm like, I'm sorry, this does what
There's
now?
gonna be
This
sleeper
is so
hits
cool.
for sure.
There's so many cool cards that are in that set.
Absolutely.
Just I didn't care for everything that surrounded it. Most of everything that surrounded it. I guess the story beat like the actual written story I enjoyed well enough.
Yeah. It's fine.
It
yeah.
has definitely it was, I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah.
There have been a few stories recently that I have enjoyed more. I mean, Duskmourn. Oh god, I have so many feelings about Duskmourn. I like Duskmourn a lot. I don't like all of Duskmourn, but I liked Duskmourn a
If
lot.
Duskmourn did not have the fucking like cheerleader football jock kind of like I don't know, the like I like the idea of modern horror, but the kind of modern horror that exists in the real world in some kind of a way as well. It's like what is this? Was this plane before Duskmourn took over just Earth? You know what I mean? Like that's the part that I didn't really connect with, but
Right.
I did like the rest of it. You know, if they left that little bit out, I would have really had a much better reaction to the set. And I feel like a lot of people kind of have that feeling with it.
Mm-hmm. The story of the Planeswalker group and non-Planeswalker group that was making their way through the mansion was
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
compelling. We got introduced to Winter, who I loved in Aetherdrift as this is our new.
Oh,
This man is the biggest loser in the entire world.
I cannot. Winter is my least favorite character that Magic has introduced in like a long time. I fucking hate that guy.
I really enjoy watching him consistently fail.
Oh, but he's
I don't.
such a bitch. I just can't take
He
it. Like,
is.
also, I do think there's some IRL feelings about that because one of my friends that I play with regularly is my friend Alex, and they have what the Jund Winter, and that
Mhm.
card's just fucking mean. It's
It is
just
kinda mean.
So I just don't like Winter, I think is how I feel.
That's fair enough.
Uh,
I did like a lot. I don't know. Aetherdrift was another set that I liked the story a lot.
I-
A lot. It turned me around on Loot.
oh,
I'm now a Loot believer.
I've never had a problem with Loot. My issue with Loot truly is not because of the character, and it is because of the like very obvious kind of like PR like mascot push that's happening.
This is the cute creature
Yeah.
that we're going to sell
This
a
is
marketable plush
Pikachu.
of.
Yeah. But the thing about Aetherdrift that I liked a lot was not so much the main story. Like I honestly like it was fine, and I say this with all due respect to the writers because I am a big fan of all of the stories. I read them all, A+. But the whole race car of it all wasn't really my thing. The side stories, though, about Amonkhet and Muruganda were so fucking cool. I was so stoked to just like be caught up on what's going on in Amonkhet. It's just I love that plane, and I love what they're doing with the story and with what's I don't know. I was just really excited about all of that, and I don't know. It does kind of go back to the original point of this question, which is like,
Can we stay here for a little bit
can
longer?
we stay? Not only can we stay here for a little bit longer, but like Magic without the gimmick is so fucking good. Like that side story had nothing to do with the vroom vroom of it all. It was just like, okay, we're on Amonkhet. Here's what's going on. There's new gods and shit. Like, and it was incredible. It was such a good story. I would have loved for that to have been a full 5-story thing. I would have loved for there to have been a set that was focused on what was going on there, and you know that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Like we've got the lineup for the next 2 years, I think. Like Amonkhet's not anywhere on that fucking list. When's the next time we're gonna hear about this? It feels like that side story was like the check on the box of like, all right, you got that, so we don't need to talk about that for, however many years. And that kind of sucks, Like I just want them to refocus a little bit. I don't know.
So I did like a neck snap thing, like the double take. When I first read the words the chitinous court or chitinous court, whatever you say that word, I'm like, the what? Court, I'm sorry, there's more of them?
Yeah, same. No, literally same. I was so excited about that. And I wasn't playing the game or reading the stories when Amonkhet was originally around, so I don't know if it had been referred to as like if there was like a title for like
they
the
didn't.
insect gods.
We were led to believe that those three were like automatons that Nicobolas gave orders to, and it turns out no, they have free will,
and they're just still there. Like the nod that like I mean the Scorpion god is dead, I think, but Locust god and Scarab god are just like they helped fuck up the Phyrexians, and then they're just like back wherever they were hanging out. I don't know. It's like, what's going on? I want more of that. Like, I want a whole set that takes place in the I'm not gonna remember what it's called, but whatever the wasteland is where all the zombie people are. Like, I take me there. I want to see that. That sounds cool as fuck. I don't know. Something
that I like a lot that started at Amonkhet, and like they quickly not recycled, but like I don't know how
refurbished.
Refurbished, presented in a new way.
Okay.
I don't know. The de-stigmatizing of necromancy.
Totally.
Because in Amonkhet, there were zombies that were conscious and sentient and undead, like undead alive, and they were just respected and people that were part of the society. And they did the same thing with the Sultai.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to see these very neutral to good depictions of necromancy and zombies.
Yeah, I like the idea that, like, make it about the color pie, that, like, black is the necromancy color or whatever, that there is a way that there can be a heavy black aligned character that is not a villain, you know what I mean? Like, these characters can be like respected and loved and good and whatever, but they raise dead people, so technically they're black aligned, you know what I mean? Like, I just like the idea that like all colors in magic can be walk the line of both good and evil, quote heavy air quotes with that, and that I just necromancy has there's just they got a bad rap, bad stigma on them. That don't make them a bad guy though.
I love Liliana, but not every depiction of necromancy needs to be Liliana or the Gisa Geralt.
Totally.
Gerald? What's his name?
Just Buddy. That's
we know who we're talking about. Buddy. Yeah, the Demir siblings. It doesn't need to be those two or Ludovic or Liliana or like the very Innistradi depiction of necromancy.
Yeah, definitely. But I do love how I know we're talking about Tarkir, and I guess I'm like fangirling about the Amonkhet from Aether Drift of it all, but I did love the whole the zombies are here and there's this kind of curse that exists on this plane, but like they're cool, we like them, like we can coexist. It's like Amonkhet is the coexist bumper sticker of planes, you know what I mean?
Everyone's been through so much shit.
Yeah, they're like, let's not fight about it actually.
It was nice to see the Amonkhet get a win.
Yeah, totally. I just, again, I hope we see more of it at some point. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but I'm happy that we got this little taste. It was a well-needed kind of like check-in of what's been going on over there.
It would be kind of cool if we got Amonkhet wrapped back into the story because they give Ketramos the spark.
Yeah. I'm like, that is also something that like was on like a
kind of hinted at that, like it was a saga that was an arena only card.
Yeah. And
that depicted like they were presenting the Aether Spark to Ketramos, which makes me ask the question: did they give the spark to the guy who wants to see other worlds?
That's huge.
What's the implication of that?
Yeah, it's huge. Also, like we've never had a God leave a plane
Yeah.
before? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? You know, I mean, like, thinking about like I don't know how the rules apply if there's anything written anywhere on Amonkhet, but like thinking about Theros, it's like the gods exist because people believe in them. So like to
Hmm.
me, in my mind, if a god were to somehow gain a spark and leave Theros, they would just like cease to exist. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, so what does that look like? I
Well,
don't know.
I think that the idea is well. So the rules for the gods have seemed to be different on different
Mm-hmm.
planes. Kaldheim is one
Totally,
example
yeah.
where the gods just are,
They're kind of more like
and
little, like they're like people.
yeah. Um, so I assume that the rules are different
Yeah, for
across
sure.
planes. Like, but then that asks the question. It's kind of the same question of like, what is an angel? What is a god? Is a
Totally.
god a sentient creature or is it a construct?
Right, right.
Is it an idea, a collection of ideas given sentience, or is it a living creature?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
Who's
I
to
don't
say?
know any of the answers to those questions,
I do
um,
know that
but I want
Ketrimos
answers.
is sick. I love the character already. I love the card. Ketrimos is the black and white, so it's like my two favorite of the Amonkhet gods. Like I don't know. I think it's a really cool character, and I'm excited that this is the one. Sabsunin's sick, but like stay on the plane, baby. Keep them thick thighs planted. Take care of them, and let sexy lion boy go on a little trip. You know.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So Tarkir.
I know we really I totally just like took that wheel and was like, nah, let's go this way.
we just took a little guy's shortcut through the Omen
I
paths with that
love
conversation.
Tarkir. Sorry, bring it back. I love Tarkir. I thought it was so cool. The story was fucking incredible. The set is great. I love the alternate art treatments. I love everything that they did. This is like a 10 out of 10. I have not really any notes, honestly. Like I'm really stoked about it. I love it. I wish that we could. I mean, what Final Fantasy's coming out in June? Like that gives us maybe another week to enjoy this set.
Yeah. I have some small nitpicks about the story,
Okay.
and maybe a couple medium ones, but I liked it overall quite a
Ooh,
lot.
okay,
I
hit me.
liked I liked Narset a lot.
Oh, she is
My
so
my
neurodivergent.
neurodivergent
Yeah.
queen. I
She's
love her so
perfect.
much.
Yeah.
She just wants to talk to people about things. She doesn't want to be the main
Oh,
character.
she's so good. They did such a good job writing that. And I'm like, show me the person who like was the consult on the writing of this character.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, I liked Ajani's side story and inclusion.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of the clans, honestly, even though we did get a side story that was specifically for each clan,
Yeah.
and I loved all of them. I wanted more. It's more of that. Can we stay here a little longer, please?
Totally.
Because like we got a really good glimpse into the specifics of like the clans as themselves.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a whole lot of the clans interacting with one another,
No, not
which
really.
is like kind of one of the selling points.
Well, it's like the that came in the is it the sieges or like there's like counterparts in the dual lands that kind of tell a story
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Like that's like is that like the only thing that we really see about like clan conflict?
Kinda.
Yeah.
There's a few other cards that are just like one-offs at the common and uncommon rarity, but
Right.
like,
Yeah, and again,
it's okay.
it's like you said. I mean, you know, the idea is that like we all want more. That's why we want to stay on these planes longer, give them more time. So I appreciate that if they're not going to ever do that again, they fit in, I think, you know, quite a bit of good stuff into the story. But yeah, of course, I would love to have seen a whole nother set. Would have been great for there to be some kind of like prologue set that's like what happened with the dragons, like the Dragon Lords. Like I mean, just something to kind of.
Somehow the Dragon Lords were
They're
defeated.
just gone. They're not even dead. They're like alluded to so many times
That
that
they were
like they're just
pushed back into the dragon storm, whatever that means. Are they
right.
dead? Did they dissolve and their essence has magnified the
But
personality of the dragons?
there
Did they planeswalk?
there are dragons in the set that are like Ojutai dragons. You know what I mean? It's like
Right
they're
there. So we know that they're still on the plane. We know
right,
that there are still plenty of dragons from the original five broods on the plane of Tarkir.
right,
And that they are either kind of keeping to themselves or they have properly aligned with the clans.
totally.
I wish there were more cards
Just give me
depicting that.
something.
We got five. We got five uncommon dragons, one per brood.
Also, the fact that like
in the set,
the cards that we got of those Dragon Lords being the like stupid ass secret lair that's like the baby versions of them. Now, give me a actual card in the set. They could be gone. I don't care. Maybe it's the essence of this dragon. I don't know, but like, give us a real card. I hate the baby dragon.
okay,
thing.
but like Silumgar's real cute. I call him Silumgar Field.
Okay, I mean, I know that you have a soft spot for Silumgar, and sure, it's cute. But what? Who asked for babies?
Who asked for babies?
Who is
It's
this
kind of
for?
it's kind of a fun idea because, like, the dragons of Tarkir can't be babies, so like it's a fun what if
Stupid.
because they come out of the Dragonstone fully formed.
I don't like it, but you know what? I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I'm just gonna yuck my own yum. I don't like
It's
it.
okay. I don't care about them that much. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate.
Yeah. Anyways,
Jace is the biggest dumbass in the multiverse. I love him.
I'm so sorry. And again, I'm gonna say this with all due respect. I
Right?
cannot
Yes, it's okay.
fucking stand Jace or Oko. They're bad dads. What's with everybody standing bad dads? Fuck those guys. I don't know.
I liked watching Jace Bellerin's descent into utter foolishness.
I don't know. I'm excited to see where it's going. I'm also like a huge Vraska stan, so like the Jace and Vraska, like her kind of trying to like talk some sense into him and him being so far down this fucking rabbit hole that he's like not even listening to this woman who he loves. I'm like, Jace, fuck you. She's the baddest bitch in the multiverse. What are you doing? I don't know.
God, imagine fumbling Vraska.
Imagine fumbling Vraska. Vraska is your gal and Loot is your kid, and you're gonna fuck that up?
Lute's such a good little guy.
Lute's
He
cute.
doesn't deserve to be treated so badly.
And also, like, you're using Loot in such a fucked up way, and really you could be using Loot to like go on a vacation, buddy. It sounds like you need one. I don't know. Like, go find a remote beach somewhere that nobody's been to before. Like, what? You're trying to blow shit up, and you could be just chilling.
You could just literally go to Ixalan.
I-
Seemed like you were having a great time there
Or
before.
anywhere. I don't know. Go somewhere new. Sightsee a little. You got some trauma to deal with. Let's work that out. You know what you do? Use Loot to go to therapy, bitch. Find a therapist. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I think that the way that the solution to the plot problem of Sarkin and the Dragonstorms was solved with Ugin being like, oh, lol, oops, and then waving his hand and then undoing all of the problems was pretty much a letdown for me.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That was such a like. Ugin was like, nah. And that was it.
Sake. Why couldn't Bolas have just killed you a second time?
Yeah, it was. I mean, oh well, you said Bolas, so now I'm like, my brain is wandering. Bolas,
and so is Bolas, the multiverse,
Bolas
via the Omen Pact.
He's such a smarmy little cunt, and I love him.
I love him.
Oh my god,
I love him.
What a sarcastic piece of shit.
I saw it written somewhere by someone, and I don't remember who, but that Bolas, despite everything, he doesn't have any of his memories, but he knows for a fact that he loves himself
Yeah.
unabashedly.
Yeah, what a vibe to like stick with, you know?
God, I love Nicol Bolas. I'm so glad he's back. I hope
yeah.
he shows up and gives Tezzeret trauma.
Well, so my thing again, and this is I'm saying this as I love what's happening with the story. This is not a gripe where like I wish that it didn't happen, whatever. What I do wish is that Magic would give us a big bad that is not just recycling the same big bads over and over again because
I was so excited to see Valgavoth step into that role, and
I
it's just
thought it was
obviously
gonna
he's
be.
not going
I
to.
totally agree with you. I thought that was gonna be the same thing, but it's like we've had so many red black fucking villains and so many sets that just end up being tossaways. Like we had Valgavoth, we had fucking what's the Scorpion Dragon guy from Thunder Junction,
A cool?
cool. We had Extus or something from Strixhaven, which I guess was technically Mardu. The flip card.
Well, I mean, he was an Orzhov character.
But the backside, the like
demon,
thing...
the demon was a red black side,
right?
But that wasn't Extus.
Oh, was he not the big bad? Well, whatever. There was.
I don't think. You know what? I might not be remembering it well. He could have transformed into the thing, and I don't know.
It was 100 years ago. Who can remember? We've had SpongeBob since then, so I couldn't tell you. But there's just
Meanwhile.
so many like villains that are so cool that just get tossed by the wayside, and I think there would be a part of me that would be disappointed if, you know, Valgavoth suddenly this set was the big bad. There is still a chance that Valgavoth could at some point be the big bad or anybody else. But like, I'm happy to see Nicol Bolas. I think the story was really fun and really cool. But War of the Spark was 5.5 years ago. Like, I just feel like there's some time. And between then, we had the whole Phyrexia shit. Like, I think there's a little time for some build up. And that they could give some energy to a new villain or a new situation.
Can we talk about how bad Ugin is at containing things, even though that's the one thing he's supposed to be good at? You know how he's like, I have to stay here and guard my brother until the end of time when he and I both die? You lasted 5 years.
Why wouldn't you just kill him and then yourself?
Well, because like the thing is that Ugin and Bolas both have contingencies for death, I think, is the idea. And so it's too dangerous to kill Bolas because what if he has something in place that like unkills him because he's escaped death before? Granted, that was when he was an old walker, but like
that's fair.
I think Ugin's head, it's like the only way I can be sure is if I put him in a box and make sure he never leaves.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Ugin's real good at making dragon storms go away, I guess.
He's way better at control Xing dragon storms than he is putting things in boxes.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a sweet boy. I like Ugin. I mean, I think he's just pretty.
He is pretty. He's also really stupid.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's cut from the same stupid cloth as Jace Bellerin.
I thought you were about to say me.
No.
Pretty but stupid. I'll take it.
Your words. I think you're pretty. I wasn't going to say you were stupid, though.
Thank you. I can say it.
Kyle. I'm glad that Sarkhan Asterix isn't dead. I hate that we didn't get a card for his, like, mad god dragon form.
Why
I wanted that.
Has that never happened? We've been getting Sarkhan cards forever now that are, like, becomes a whatever dragon or becomes a copy or whatever, and it's just like, just give us the scary Sarkhan dragon card. I would love to see that. Everybody would love to see that.
I would have preferred that more than the Call of the Spirit Dragons Coalition Victory ripoff that has 6 dragon heads on it. Asterix. No, it doesn't. It's just something else.
Yeah, it's like what? It's like a fucking tail or something.
It's supposed to be. I think the most reasonable thing is that it's Shiko's wing. That's doing color and shape comparisons, which is foolish to me. Because
what is the name of this card again? I have to look up the picture.
Call of the Spirit Dragons.
Because that is just silly.
None of the other dragons have any parts of their body except for their head and neck emerging from whatever the ritual is. And there's very clearly 6 shapes emerging, and there is one in the top right corner that looks like another dragon which apparently it's not.
Yeah. Scryfall is not working for me. Hold on. Call of the Spirit. Oh, Call of Spirit Dragons, not the.
Oh, I'm
Spirit
sorry.
Dragons. That's okay. Yeah, that's not there. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's literally like right next to Shiko, but like, I don't know. I'm suddenly distracted though again. The moment that I realized that Ureni was a fucking bear
God, I love Ureni.
is so cool. Oh wait, hold on. I love Ureni, and also I love Eshki. What a cool. I mean, is she in the story? I didn't read the clan side stories, so I'm not sure if
Yeah,
she is.
she's one of the main characters in
Nice.
the Teamer side story.
Okay,
And so is Sarkin.
have to
Not
read
Sarkin,
that.
sorry. What's the old Sirach? There we
Sirach,
go.
yeah. I have to read that because I'm obsessed with her from her like art on her cards alone. She is so fucking cool.
It's very good.
Oh, but hold on. I have one gripe. So,
Okay.
her commander card, that is stunning, gorgeous, amazing, beautiful art. She looks ferocious. She looks like she's in charge. She is killing it. Her main set card, Eshki Dragonclaw, she's with the dog. She's like slinging her sword. Her hair's going. She's in combat. The alternate art of Eshki Dragonclaw from the main set that's got like the weird treatment or whatever. She's got her hand on her hip. She's smiling.
Looks so Disney princess.
Oh, she is not ferocious at all, honey. She is posing for that photo. Like, what the fuck did they do? It just feels like it's so counter to everything else that they've shown of her. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want that one.
Yeah.
Again, no disrespect to the artist.
Of course not.
But, that just seemed like a strange choice for styling this character.
Ureni is so pretty.
Ureni's cool as shit. I really like. My boyfriend has a Kalia deck that is really fucking annoying. Actually, technically, he has four Kalia decks.
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to do a Kalia deck that is focused around each of the 3 creature types, and then I think one that's focused around all 3. So he's got a dragon one, he's working on a demon one, and an angel one, and I think there's going to be like a mashup, whatever. And they suck to play against. And I saw Ureni, and I was like, this is like better than Kalia, the commander one. I know you like the other one, but the commander deck one, I'm just like, wow, this is like, if you can cast it, you just do the thing. Like, you don't even, I don't know. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, I think that Ureni of the Unwritten, well, it's really cool that it's like specifically a dragon version of See the Unwritten.
Yeah.
From original Tarkir.
Right.
But it feels like this, you can put this at the commander, in the command zone in place of Mirim.
Totally.
Change nothing else, and the deck just gets instantly less miserable to play against.
I fucking hate that card so much, Mirim. Like, it's cool. I get it. It's really good. But, like, for why? For what reason did we do this? This did not need to happen.
Mirim's on my list of commanders that I like. I'm not so sure
Same.
when someone brings it to the table to play against.
100% same. I'm like, I don't care. I've seen this 1,000 times. Like, okay, sick. You did it. Do you feel good playing this deck? No shade. Once again, here I am.
If you enjoy it, if you like your dragons, no shade. Do your thing.
But like, I'm bored.
I've died to 4 copies of Terror of the Peaks enough times in my life.
Find something else to do. I don't know.
Okay. We were going to talk Sarkin. There was something else I wanted to say about Sarkin. What was it?
He's a dragon.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked him as a villain. I feel a lot of pity for Sarkin.
I do too.
As a trans person, I can understand the pain of feeling like you are living in a body that is not correct.
Right.
to a point of pain and extreme discomfort.
Totally.
I also think that he absolutely deserved to get punched so hard in the jaw by Elspeth that his head fucking spun off.
Elspeth was just like, I mean, nah. Elspeth was like, please don't try it. I will kill you.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, I think Sarkin's a really compelling character, and I think that this was the opportunity for us to get something very interesting from him, because again, I don't know when we're gonna go back to Tarkir, and I hate that like the character was just kind of like squashed in this way that feels I don't know. I think that could have been handled a little differently. It's just a cool character, and it's just like suddenly Sarkin is like the villain here. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Do I have anything else written down? No, not really. I think that's the close of my Tarkir thoughts. Do you have anything else?
No, I mean, I like it. You know what I mean? I think Kotis is really sexy and cool. I like that we have oh my god, Villainous Wealth. I literally almost forgot the name of that card. I love that we have Villainous Wealth on a body. That's so fun. That card is great.
My favorite part of Kotis is that he not only has grabbable hips, but he has grab here handholds.
Bitch, okay, so you know those the Beyonce wore this like bodysuit during one of her tours that is like this nude bodysuit with these like black printed hands, like they're like groping her body. That is what this is. It is so cool. I am obsessed. Like, it's funny, I'm somebody who really appreciates like special treatments, whatever, but there are so many cards in this set that I so much prefer the like non-special treatment art on the card. Eshki is one of them. Kotis is one of them. Like, they're just so fucking Meringue River Regent. That card is gorgeous. The like original like non-special treatment version. Which I love. I love that I like have so many Magic cards that I want to have like the traditional border just like slapped in a deck. It's so nice to see. Yeah. I love Tarkir. Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan. All right. Well, speaking of dragons, it's time for a little fun segment, Jeremy. I hope you're ready for some questionable hear me outs. We're going to play Freak Cast Kill.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
You probably are familiar with this game.
Yes.
You have probably played it before.
Yes.
I'm going to present you with 3 monsters. You are going to have to choose one that you would get your freak on with.
Sure.
One that you would cast in a game of Magic the Gathering, and one that you would kill. Get rid of it, be gone, go away.
Okay.
And I decided that since we were going to be talking so much about Tarkir, I will send these to you in Discord.
Oh.
Your options are Meringue River Regent.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Teval, Arbiter of Virtue, and Ureni the Song Unending.
This is hard. So, are we talking? Okay, I have to think about this because there's so many things that play into this. Because my first thought is Ureni's a bear. We're fucking that guy. You know what I mean? But cast kill. Okay, I'm definitely not casting Teval. Delve is too heady.
Okay.
Delve is too heady for me. It's an incredible card, but like, that's just too big thinkies that I just like. I'm not gonna cast that card. I think I'm gonna freak Ureni. I'm gonna kill Teval and cast Meringue because I could do that so many times. You know the value on that shit. Repeatable value on casting. Let's go. And I can't not fuck the bear. I mean, come on. The joke is just handed to me.
I understand. Okay, your turn. You may not have 3 prepared.
Oh my god, I didn't know I had to do it too. Okay, wait. Here we go. I'm gonna pull them out. Naga Flesh Crafter.
Naga. Oh, okay.
Karsi Revenant.
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting freaky with it. And Rock Curse Rakshasa.
Let's see here. Revenant and then Rot Cursed.
It's just curse, no D.
Oh, Rock Curse.
And there's a hyphen.
Rock Curse Rakshasa. Oh. This one's tough.
It is.
You gave me some real freaks.
Sorry, I mean...
I kind of dig it. It's okay.
You are the monster fucker, right?
Mm-hmm. I think the multiple arms is doing something for me. Sure. I think we're freaking the Rakshasa.
I agree.
Despite the potential
curse
inadvisement of that choice.
Yeah.
It may be a regrettable choice, but hear me out. What those extra arms do.
What they do.
We're killing the Karsi Revenant, and then we're using its renewability, obviously.
Oh, so true.
And we're casting the Naga Flesh Crafter so it can enter as a copy of anything that will then become Death Touch Flying Lifelink.
Yeah, really, really, really fucking good. My first thought was that I'm going to freak the Naga Flesh Crafter because they could be anything I want, baby.
God, shapeshifters are so hot.
And Rot Curse... I just worry about what that means for my body in that experience.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you choose to give into fear, I understand. You did say, I want to fuck the however big Yoreni is, bear dragon.
Come on.
The 200-foot long, several kilo bear dragon.
Yeah, we're fucking that guy. That's funny. Karsi Revenant, I love a vampire, but Tarkir vampires are scary.
They are very spooky.
They are spooky. I
don't think I want to know what that mouth do.
I think I can tell what that mouth do, and I'm not interested.
I think I'm just gonna swipe. Is it left or right? What's the no?
I think it's
I've never
left.
used.
I don't know. I'm not
left. Swipe left.
The only apps I'm on are appetizers. Okay.
All right.
That was stupid.
Well, that's been freakcast. Oh, God. All right. We're going to yap about some decks. Jeremy, what have you brought to my desk today?
Okay, I want to talk about Brutaclad, which has just, I mean, become such a love. I love that deck so much. It is so fun. For people who are listening, to the listeners out there who might not know, Praetors for Change is a gorgeous charitable organization that hosts fundraising events, and usually the themes for the decks are Phyrexian based, and I did not have a Phyrexian deck, and I needed to build one, and so I had our dear friend Lyght here help me build a Brutaclad deck because I had always been really interested in Brutaclad. If you know me, you know I like a token deck. And so, yeah, I not only had such a good time building that deck with you, it was so fun because you are just really good at finding these like weird niche little cards, and that was such a fun just kind of like back and forth of like, what about this one, what about that one, what about this one. But it's just been such a fun deck to stay on top of and add cards to, and like the cards in that deck that I love, I feel like work in that deck specifically super well. Like the other night I was playing I played There and Back Again in that deck, which is the LTR Lord of the Rings saga that on the final chapter makes Smaug, whatever.
Yeah.
And when Smaug dies, you make 14 treasure tokens. So let me tell you what happens when you make a copy of Smaug, dies to the legend rule, you make 14 treasure tokens, and then you go to combat. Brutaclad makes a 2/1 mirror, and then your mirror and all of your treasure tokens turn into Smaug, whatever, that all die and then make 14 treasure tokens.
All suddenly explode into 500 treasure tokens.
I think that it was like 215 or something like that, like on one
Oh my
turn,
god.
and then everybody was like, "Well, what do we do?"
Cast Shark Typhoon, you die.
Shark Typhoon is amazing in that deck. I won that game because I was able to make a token copy of what is the mana mirror that has infect?
Oh yeah, Plague Mirror.
Plague mirror. Yeah,
And
duh.
then just turn
I
everyone into
turn
Plague Mirrors and swing for a lot of infect.
they did not need to have infect. They would have won just as ones, but
The
they
the
all
lines in that deck are so wild in variance, and it always ends up in a really interesting swing
yeah.
for damage. Like you always kill people with damage for the most part,
Yeah.
but it's always just like the tools work together in such interesting and unexpected
I
ways.
have won in a different way every single time that I played that deck. It has not ever one time been the same thing. It's always a different creature or a different card or some other weird thing that happened. Like that deck is just fun to play. Um, yeah, I love that deck. I'm super happy with it. That was one that like I was really excited to put together for the stream, but I was not an is it player. I didn't know, if that was going to be a long-term thing, but like I think I'm keeping that deck forever. I love it so much. It's so fun.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah, and it's got just the nice little memory that we got to, that started with us.
Cute.
What deck are you stoked about right now?
I was going to talk about my Ishtola deck, but honestly, I'm super hyped about my Croesus the Purger deck right now.
Oh yes. Oh my God. Wait. Yeah, you have to talk about this a little bit more because I just like the idea of it is so. It's like hater personified, and I love it so much. It's so good.
Many listeners may already know that I hate the card Soul Ring. Part of my hate, the anger, is for the bit, for the most part. I do genuinely dislike the card. I think it's unhealthy for the format. I have my specific gripes. We're not here for the soapbox right now. The time for discussing opinions in a gentle manner has passed. I have decided to become a hater.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because I have discovered a card that I did not know existed. It is called Mind Blaze. It is a 6-mana red sorcery from Kamigawa. Name a non-land card and choose a number greater than 0. Target player reveals their library. If that library contains exactly the chosen number of the named card, Mind Blaze deals 8 damage to that player. Then that player shuffles their library. You can see the vision. We pay 6 mana, we say 1 Soul Ring, and then we check their deck. Do you have a Soul Ring? Take 8 damage. Now that on its own is just a little petty. But what if we built a combo deck around this card specifically? What if we played Tutors to find Mind Blaze when we need it? What if we played Apex of Power and Mana Geyser and Jeska's Will, and things like Howl of the Horde to copy it, or Crackling Spellslinger to give it Storm, and we made sure that when we fire the ion cannon from orbit, that Mind Blaze has been copied 4 to 6 times, and you mechanically die on the spot because you played Soul Ring in your deck.
It,
If then what?
it's so petty. And like even the art on the card is just like, yeah, you're mad about that, aren't you? That hurts, don't it? You should think about maybe not putting that stupid card in your deck, huh? Like it's so funny. I love this idea so much. And also too, I have stopped putting Soul Ring as like an auto include in my decks because of you. I still put it in some decks. So, we're not all the way reformed. But it's not like, when I'm putting the deck together, I don't immediately slap Soul Ring as the first card in the deck because sometimes you don't need it.
Pride. I got to play this on Command Zoe's Brat Pod earlier this week with Benoit, Zoe, and Harvest Moon. And Harvest was the only person playing Soul Ring in the pod. She made the mistake of revealing that information to me before she realized what the bit
Like,
for the deck
well,
was.
we got one target in this game.
And I did warn her when I was talking about combat damage at one point. I'm like, well, I don't have to attack Harvest. I have a plan for you. What does that mean? You'll find out. And I got to do it. I got to flick the switch, and I got to blow a Harvest up with 4 copies of Mind Blaze for playing Sol Ring. And you know what they did after the game?
Took Sol Ring out of the deck.
She took Sol Ring out of the deck.
Wow, you are changing lives one shady game of Magic at a time.
Be warned, my friends who invite me to streams, I have born a Reaper most awful, and I will be bringing it to Twitch streams like that one meme of the Grim Reaper floating between doors, and I'm just going to be blowing you up for playing Sol Ring. If you will not change, you will perish.
So funny. I love that you did this. It's just like, it's bringing the meme to life, you know?
I didn't know this card existed, and my life is so much better now that I know it exists.
Because it's one of those cards that's like, why would anybody who plays ZDH even think about this card? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just, but its only purpose is to fuck somebody up for playing a single card that you hate. You know what I mean? And that card just happens to be Sol Ring. It's just so funny. I love it.
And there's nuances in this deck. I thought of things. I play artifact removal, so if someone plays the Sol Ring, I can shoot it to the yard, and then I play cards that force reshuffle, so it goes back in the deck.
You are so mean. That is so funny. I really love it.
The current rebuild has a few more cards that force like Thoughtseize effects, so I can check your hand just to make sure you're not holding on to the Sol Ring.
That's so funny. I mean, no notes. 10 out of 10. I'm happy for you. I hope it feels really good every time that you get to do that to somebody, and I'm certain that it will.
I'm sure it will. It made me happy today when I was doing research into Croesus as a character to learn that his big thing was that he shouts the draconic word for death at people, and it kills them on the spot.
Oh. Well, yeah, he looks like a screamer.
Seems appropriate enough for the strategy I am employing.
Yep, I think you nailed it.
So, yeah, Croesus the Purger coming to an EDH stream near you.
Cool. I love it.
All right. Goodness, we have just blown through the past hour, haven't we?
I know. That's what happens when you like the person that you're talking to.
Oh my god, you like me?
I love you so much. Oh my god, are you kidding? You're like my fave.
That's gay.
Just a little bit.
I love you too. All right. Monster of the Week is our final segment. Welcome to Thursday. There's a new monster this week. We're going to talk about it. Jeremy, have you figured out what your monster is that you would like to yap about?
So I hope that I understood this assignment correctly. I just have a creature card in my hand that I have feelings about.
It's just a creature that you have feelings about. Tell me what those feelings are.
Okay. So as I was going through this collection, this box, and, sorting through all these cards, I found this card. Do you know, without looking it up, do you know the card Salt Skitter?
Not even a little.
You don't know what this is? Okay.
Not off memory.
So it's a 4-mana mono white creature worm. It's a 3/4.
Oh my god, I have never seen this before.
3/4. Whenever another creature comes into play, remove Salt Skitter from the game. Return Salt Skitter to play under its owner's control at the end of turn. So I
Interesting.
Opened a foil version of this, which is surprisingly worth like $4. Because in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this card? But my boyfriend has a Hazazon deck that is like Dune themed, so it's got like a lot of worms or whatever. And I opened this card and I was like, oh my god, this is so perfect for the theme of that deck. But then I was like, what is the purpose of this card? And so now I'm just like so perplexed by it, and the only thing that I can think of is like weird decks that care about like creatures entering or leaving the battlefield, but even then it feels really slow and weird. Like, I don't know.
I suppose it says whenever another creature comes into play.
Right.
So in decks that are trying to abuse things like either Unwinding Clock or not Sylvan Caryatid. It's now a game changer. What's the spirit, the green spirit that
Seaboard
untaps
Muse.
all your shit? Seaboard Muse.
Yeah.
Things that like you're untapping every turn, or like Coma or Beledros Witherbloom, where you're making a token every turn. All you have to do is have like one card on the battlefield that says whenever a creature enters, do this.
Yeah, but
And then
true.
you can, because I'm thinking like, I don't know, like with the untapping stuff like Shurikai or other cards that you tap them to make tokens. And like, is this card strong? No, but it's definitely unique and interesting.
It's unique and interesting.
And I think it would be fun to like figure out a way to make this enter multiple times and trigger an ability multiple times.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking is that like it's I feel like cards that care about when creatures enter or leave the battlefield, you're doing that in mass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're gonna care less about these cards that are doing it one time at the end of turn. But I'm looking. I just, out of curiosity, typed in the card name on EDHREC to see what like decks it's in, and its top commander is Rocco Cabaretti Caterer. When Rocco enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. And then it's Ifara, God of the Polis after that. Like, I just don't understand all of these decks. Like, I'm just very, very, this card just struck me as very interesting. And also the foil is very pretty.
I believe you. It looks like it would have a pretty foil.
Yeah, it's really a nice card, but I don't get it. And why is it $4? Like, what? Why is this foil $4? I don't know. Anyways.
It's a common. Is it played in Pauper?
Maybe. Actually, that's actually a very good observation. Maybe. I could see this.
No, the answer is no, because he's a really bad blocker.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, no.
Because it's whenever another creature enters, even opponent's creatures.
Right. So it's just gone. It's never on the battlefield. It is entering and leaving the battlefield at the end step every turn, and that's it. I don't know.
I want to make this card work now.
I know, me too, right? Like, I have it, and it's one of the ones that I set aside as, like, I like it. But I don't know what the fuck to do with it. Anyways.
All right.
That's my creature.
Well, I'm inspired.
Yeah.
Okay. My monster of the week is a double feature because these cards are important in tandem together. They are both in my Ureni deck. Ureni, the Song Unending, so the 10/10 version. Magmatic Hellkite and Fear of Sleep Paralysis. We'll read Fear of Sleep Paralysis first.
Just to circle back to what we were talking about with your Sol Ring deck. This is super bitchy, and I love it.
Fear of Sleep Paralysis. What's important to know is that my Ureni deck is an Enchantress deck, so Sleep Paralysis Eerie effect doesn't matter. But whenever Fear of Sleep Paralysis, it's a flying 6/6 for 6, it's blue. Whenever Fear of Sleep for Paralysis or another enchantment you control enter the battlefield, or whenever you fully unlock a room, tap up to one target creature and put a stun counter on it. Stun counters can't be removed from permanents your opponents control. Magmatic Hellkite reads, your artifacts aren't safe, I'm coming for your lands too. Reads, 4-drop, 4/5, flying red dragon. Whenever this creature enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches for a basic land and puts it onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it and then shuffles.
It is bitchy.
It's so funny.
I love it. It's just, I just don't even know. Like, when I was looking at the notes for the episode, I Googled both of those cards, and I looked up Magmatic Hellkite first, and I was like, this card's fine. And then I looked up Fear of Sleep Paralysis, and I was like, what a bitch. It's so good. It's so funny.
Oh, gosh. You gotta... Take it from a lands ramp player. Lands ramp players have it too good. You got to find unique ways of kneecapping us.
Yeah. Knock them down by. What's funny? Like, here's the thing about what's funny about that is that if your justification for doing this is that you're playing against a lands ramp person, you're knocking them down by one land, which, like, realistically speaking, in a lands ramp deck is not going to be that bad. Like, you're just being mean.
I have the ability to flicker creatures in that deck.
True. So true.
But I also do, in fact, play these cards together just because I think that it's funny.
It's very funny.
It's not even like, oh yeah, this is anti-lands player tech. Like, no, this is just, I'm being mean.
It's bitchy. I love it.
Well, that was a monster of the week. It was 3 of them, in fact.
Yeah, look at that. We got 3 monsters this week.
Indeed. Do you have any other Magic the Gathering thoughts or otherwise that are tickling your brain that you want to get out?
I do. And it's funny because there's like so many parts of this, but when I was trying to think of like creatures and cards and decks of things that I wanted to talk about for the episode, I was reminded of the game that we played where you played Vorinclex, and it was like me and you and D and somebody else, and I was playing Bria, and that was the game where like the Wishclaw Talisman thing happened. That was like it was given to me, and then I got to tutor my deck for a card that gave Bria double strike, whatever. I was able to do like exact unblockable damage to Lyght to deal with Vorinclex. It was like player removal situation, whatever. And then I had given Lyght the Wishclaw Talisman before that happened, so that way the Wishclaw Talisman did not get passed to other players at the board. And I was like, God, that was such a good moment. That was such a big brain play. I felt so good about that. I felt so good about that I put that in my audition video to try to get on the professor's fan show, but I was not selected. That's okay. Anyways, so thinking about that made me remember when I was a dumbass on Blue Sky a few weeks ago, and people were talking about Wishclaw Talisman, and I was trying to chime in and share my experience with Wishclaw Talisman, but instead of quoting the post about Wishclaw Talisman, I accidentally quoted a post of someone being like, I got the best hot dog in Chicago.
I just stared at it like, Jeremy, what does this mean?
I've never felt like an old person before, and that was a moment where I was like, does my brain work? Like, how the fuck did I do that? It was just very funny, and I thought it was just
because I think you tagged me in it too.
I did. It literally was like, LOL.
So I was just I was staring at it for like a solid minute and a half, trying to understand, like, what does the hot dog mean? Is this a joke that I'm not understanding?
I think that your response was like, yeah, quick question, what? Like, it was like
yeah,
something
quick question,
along the
Jeremy,
lines,
what the fuck?
What are you talking about? It was so funny, and you know, all the world of Blue Sky got to see it, and it was great. So anyways, I just thought that would be a funny thing to splash in here.
I enjoy it. I enjoy being reminded of that.
So stupid.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a podcast to me.
Yeah. It's not quite as long as your usual ones, but I think an hour and some odd minutes is like a very reasonable amount of time for a couple of gals to be chatting.
Yeah, no, I mean the goal is always over an hour. Right. So
cute.
I'm not complaining.
I'm satisfied.
I had a wonderful time.
Me too. I'm not going to tell you I love you again because that's gross, but you know.
Okay. Well, Jeremy, do you have anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to plug?
No. I mean, you did kind of at the beginning of the thing talk about me starting Twitch stuff, and honestly, I don't know if that's something I'm going to be doing regularly. So I can't say keep an eye out there, but also, like, I don't know, maybe I will. Follow me on Blue Sky. You'll see. I'll post about it. That's it. Let's play Magic.
Yeah, definitely soon. Okay, well, this has been Gaslight Gatecrash Girlbite. My name is Light. I'm Indominus Lux on the internet and the places that matter, and the ones that don't. Follow me on Blue Sky and Moxfield. Jeremy,
Yes.
get out of my house.
Okay. See you later. I'm out of here.